BlackBusters.
What's cracking, man? What's happening? How y'all doing? Welcome to BlackBusters. I'm your host, Big Jai, and you are now witnessing another episode of the best movie critic podcast in the world.
In the world, Craig.
In the world, Craig.
In the world,
Yes,
Craig.
indeed. As I said before, I'm your host, Big Jai, and this is my co-host, Brother Tone.
Brother Tone.
Big Tone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir.
And we are blessed and highly favored today.
And highly favored.
We are, all that. To be, to have our presence, to have her presence. I can't even talk. I'm over here fumbling. But hey, we have the beautiful, talented Ayana the artist.
Hi.
How you doing?
Welcome.
I'm so good.
Welcome.
Amen. Yes, you are.
Thank y'all for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Our pleasure, indeed. We about to have fun.
I understand why she is our guest on this episode.
And yes, you
I
get it.
understand. It
Yes.
makes a
When
lot
she
of
walked
sense.
in, you was like,
God.
Here we go.
it made sense.
This is
Right.
art imitating life.
I promise you,
Life
bro.
imitating art.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And when I knew we were gonna do this film, I said I gotta have her.
Yeah.
Oh.
I gotta have her on the show, and people who watch are gonna understand.
Mhm.
And those who already know you, they can be like, "Of course, it made sense."
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
You're so
Yeah.
funny.
So what's the movie of the week?
The movie of the week is Woo. Yes, I said Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Woo is a film. I feel like it's a sleeper. A sleeper.
It's a sleeper hit.
It's a sleeper hit, man.
It's a movie that, like, there's some movies where people go, I think I've seen that,
Right.
but they don't know 100%.
Right.
And maybe the first time they watch it, it either goes one or two ways. They either go, I've never seen this movie.
Right.
I thought I had. Or, I remember.
I did see this before.
That's what.
Right. Yeah, so Woo was written by David C. Johnson, directed by Daisy Von Meyer, excuse me, and it came out in 98,
Mm-hmm.
1998.
This is a good time period for Black culture.
Black
in
culture
general.
films.
Movies coming out, the music is hot,
Yeah.
Yeah,
TV is
soundtracks.
popping.
Yes.
Like, this is a good time.
And the star of the film was probably in her peak at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wouldn't say peak. I want. That's not for me to say. You know what I'm saying?
Set It Off is, when does Set It Off come
90.
That was like 95, maybe.
96.
out? Okay.
96.
So she is now a leading woman.
Facts.
She's
facts.
To carry a
her
film.
her star status is high enough
Yeah.
for her
Yeah.
to be.
Yes. Yes. So Jada Pinkett Smith is Woo. She is the lead, and she is what the movie is named after. And of course, we all know Jada Pinkett Smith. She's a beast of an actress, and she's a beautiful woman. And so she starred in this film alongside her co-host, or not co-host, excuse me, co-lead, Tommy Davidson.
Underrated.
Underrated, bro.
He's amazing.
Underrated.
He's amazing.
Hilarious, acting is strong.
Mhm.
He's a legendary comic.
Yeah.
I watched him growing up, and I seen him recently. Like a year or so ago. Still funny.
Mm-hmm.
Still a beast.
He's like, to me, he's like a weird casualty of his own success.
Facts.
He was so good on In Living Color
Mhm.
that I don't think anybody gave him a real shot to be anything other than
As big as he,
the In Living Color
Yeah.
guy.
Right.
The improv.
Right. Exactly.
his improv, his
Funny.
ability, his impressions.
Yeah.
And I think folks were like, okay, sometimes, because a lot of times the smaller guy is not the leading guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even though his
Yeah.
talent was super big, hilarious, very funny, amongst the best of them.
Yeah.
But his stature might have been like the homeboy,
yeah.
the sidekick, and that's not his star power.
This is a great point.
His star
Great.
power is bigger than that. So
It's
that's probably
great.
why he
Yeah.
didn't get that many roles.
This is a great point because everybody that comes out of In Living Color,
Mhm.
big stature. Jim
Yeah.
Carrey goes
Jim Carrey
on.
tall.
Keenan,
Yep.
Damon, Jamie,
Mhm.
even Sean and Marlon,
Right.
right?
They
Like,
are tall.
but
Right.
but Tommy's the smaller
The
cat.
smaller guy.
Yeah, like
So he was supposed to be the Carlton,
right.
and I think he had Fresh Prince talent, if not more.
Yeah.
He
You know what I'm
kind of
saying?
reminds me of Jim Carrey with his like ability
Mhm.
Right.
and the range.
He's
Exactly.
physical. He can
Yeah.
be physical
Physical.
comedy.
Right.
He plays a good straight man.
Yes.
His anger, like I
Right.
love like in this movie, like when he does get mad, like the shit is hilarious.
It's
to
still
me.
funny.
It's
Yeah.
still funny. Like this is a good showing for him. It was a good showing for him and Jada.
Absolutely. And to show how great he was, do you remember the Varnell Hill show on Martin? That show, because Martin was the man. In my opinion, Martin was the biggest guy at the time. Obviously, not the Eddie Murphy is who he is here.
Yeah.
But Martin, as far as his having his own show, and everything else, when Tommy Davidson got on that show, it was like they were going head to head.
He was the only one that could like steal the scene
from
Martin.
That's how strong Tommy is, man.
Yeah.
These clips have started to make the rounds socially. And I think especially because like Tommy Davidson has put some books out. He's done some really good interviews on the Breakfast Club. But was like pound for pound.
Right.
I'm really funny.
Right, exactly.
I'm really
funny.
So
why Martin was doing the Martin show, he was doing Woo.
Yep.
And I think it was dope. I love the film. We're about to get into it. His name is Tommy Davidson's character name is Tim. He's not a lawyer, even though he lies and says he is one. Yeah. He's like studying to be a lawyer.
A paralegal.
He's a paralegal, right? So paralegal, saying you're a paralegal don't count. When it don't mean as much. Don't hit hard unless you say I'm an attorney.
Now when you're trying to pull something.
Now when you're trying to pull something like Woo. All right. So Woo. Woo is Jada Pinkett Smith. She plays a young woman. I have my thoughts. You know how I feel about Jada Pinkett.
Oh my God, your face.
Hey, let me just start off saying, Woo, along with the other characters she's played, from Set It Off to Jason's Lyric, Woo, she don't do nothing. Jada Pinkett Smith, all her characters are women that ain't really got that don't really have their shit together.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? And these niggas are still after her like she the bee's knees and all that.
Well, I mean, if you really think about how they positioned women back in the day in general, like even like during pinup time, like they wanted the woman to cook, clean, all that, kind of just be the woman that's at home. Granted, that wasn't Woo either. I'm just saying like beauty was enough. Like women didn't really have to have the career, the da-da-da-da-da, whatever.
Yeah, even if you smell like chicken grease and your curl was wrapped up in the bandana and Jason's Lyric. She was walking.
That's what I'm
She
saying.
probably had busted feet and all that. Her shit was probably trash. Take them shoes off. She probably had bunions and grunions and all that.
Yeah.
Yes. And Alan Payne had a job and he still wanted her bad. Tommy Davidson got his own spot. You know, Woo had a roommate. New York. Woo had a roommate.
Yes. She did.
Yeah. And here's the thing. No. Hey, I've had roommates most of my adult life.
But it's New York, though.
New York. Okay, I saw that.
It's expensive.
But I felt like her standards were too high.
It had me asking.
Yes. Hey, you got to the nigga house. He had his own little situation.
Wait, but okay. Yes, I do agree.
She had a little
about a little
piece of
her attitude. Sometimes I do think women take their beauty for granted and think that gives them a gateway to be kind of rude. So I'm with you on that. I definitely didn't like that piece of it. But I am going to say that she leveled him up and gave him some balls by the end of the film. And that's what women can do. We can motivate you and we can push you.
Okay.
Where the other women were trying to take from him.
Boom. Okay, so indirectly, because she was moving so fast and so reckless, and it was getting him in a twist, and he happened to prevail and he boss up after a while, but she was doing a lot.
She was doing a lot. I was actually watching it from a perspective of just human to human, right? And it's I think on both sides of the spectrum, you would want somebody that's just gonna make you feel good, in general. You don't want nobody that's gonna come up in here, stress you out, make you go broke, and just take until you don't got shit. He lost his car by the end of the day.
That's what I'm saying.
He got arrested. It was
interesting. So this is really interesting. And I'm listening because you guys are both making such great points. If you haven't seen the movie in a while, what happens is basically Woo kind of gets set up on a blind date with Tommy Davidson, right? But before that, there's just this explosion that's Woo that just construction workers are falling in manholes.
The introduction to her character. You wasn't feeling that?
This specimen. No, I mean it wasn't so much that I wasn't feeling it. It just was interesting because a lot of times they don't let Black women play quirky and sexy. And to me, she was quirky and sexy at the same time.
I
So
don't get the quirky. Where did you get quirky?
I kind of like because she goes to see the psychic. It's like she's moving to the beat of her own drum.
Okay.
The entire movie.
She's
I
on
think
her
the
own
new girl when
the
I think
entire
quirky,
movie.
though. Like the new girl gives me quirky.
quirky.
Like new girl, like the television series.
Yeah, like the series, the lead girl. She gives me quirky.
But okay, so the way she acts inside the house, where she like kind of pretends and kind of goes through all of that, like to me, like there were just quirks about her. Like she wasn't.
She was silly.
She was
Okay.
silly
because she wasn't.
I thought it was more crazy.
Cause think of it like think of that too.
Like I thought she was
the
batshit.
Italian restaurant. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
It's okay.
I think
there was a lot there.
Yeah, she definitely quirky. It depends on what your definition of quirky is.
Okay.
I get what you're saying though.
I felt like she was doing it on purpose.
She was doing like she wasn't like just
the
hot vixen that's like,
Okay.
hi, I'm such and such, and everything is cool. She smokes cigarettes and she walks and she glides when she walks. She was kind of silly too. She was like loud
on her own shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She believed in the tarot cards and stuff like that, horoscopes, and she was like, I'll go on a date with him because he's a Scorpio.
A Virgo.
Right.
A Virgo.
Right.
Yeah. And that's how she would, in the middle of her sentence, she would stop and have like an explosion of like information and facial expressions.
Boom.
Just was a lot going on with her.
But then
the
how
whole
was that
time.
different from any of these IG girls? We talk about all the like spiritual ooh la la stuff. We do be reading horoscopes. See, I don't fuck with you because you are Pisces. Like, we will really read you in the room.
This is
Like,
true.
how is she different from any other
She's
girl
not.
today?
If it's 2018,
She's
and that's
right in
20
line.
years from 98, she's IG.
Who has a
Exactly.
gang of followers.
Right. Moo is cracking.
These girls don't be having no job either. And just
Facts.
be fun. That's what I'm saying. Like, I
That's
don't
a
really feel
brilliant take.
like
Yes.
Wu was like the original IG
She's
girl.
the IG girl before
She's like the original IG girl before
Facts.
the shit jumps off.
And so
Yeah.
I think eventually when all the things, I mean, Tommy Davidson's character Tim got beat up by her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
He went through the ringer. He got his car stolen. He got jacked. He got robbed.
Yep.
And it was just all behind her. And when it's all said and done, and then he got pissed off.
Yep.
And then he got done. They broke up at the precinct, and he told her about herself. And he wasn't messing with her, and it kind of brought her back down to reality.
This is a classic kind of like movie trope. We've seen this play out before. The woman that's like the she's out of my league kind of like film.
Right.
Which is like the woman is so much and got so much going on, meets and links up with the guy. She's way out of his league.
Right.
From an energy standpoint.
Right.
Maybe almost always from an attractiveness standpoint
True.
or whatever. But like opposites attract. And by the time they go through their adventure, they kind of balance each other out, and fill each other out. And that is so real because one of the things that I kept saying, like as I was watching Wu, was like, I could never have dated Wu.
Yeah, of course
I could
Me
never
either,
have
if I was
dated
a
her.
guy.
I could
Right.
not.
God.
This is too much. But like Tommy Davidson, I have followed them hot to trot ass chicks into hoods I didn't belong in.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, like
Hey, we going-
parking my
about to
car in
go- about to
places
go on
I didn't
Gage.
need to be.
You going Gage
because she that hot.
Yeah.
She's that hot, and she's got me on the line.
Oh my
Right.
And
God.
that's what Wu was. That's what these girls be.
Yeah.
Like it's not uncommon for a guy in the pursuit of that ass to lose his car,
Yeah.
lose
Yeah.
his job,
Yeah.
lose his money
Sheesh.
because she's just that fine and
Tim was a
interesting.
buster.
He was a buster.
And that'd never be me. Like, I might come to the crib. I've done it before.
Yeah.
I've took chances and coming to the wrong side of the neighborhood and just to get some
I've
buns.
done some
And
inexplicable
then,
shit.
and I'll be having to like look out my window to see my car every 20 minutes. Yeah, I've
But
done
fuck
that,
it.
but I'm not losing my
But fuck it, I
way.
gots to have
I'm not
it.
going. I got to have it. I get it. And honestly, I'm making jokes about Jada Pinkett's character Wu and how she didn't have her shit together. But I mean, he did a little bit more, but not even. I mean, he was still lying on this profession.
He was lying.
You know what I'm saying? Lying to kick it.
He was
You know what I'm
lying. He
saying?
had a free kick when she pulled up because he
Right.
just wanted to smash.
He got the free kick. He wanted to smash. And they got.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
The
Daryl.
oil and shit.
But first of all, why are the apartments so huge and elaborate?
Yeah.
Hey, Daryl had a mansion.
Man.
He lived across the street. You go inside, there's like a whole mansion in that
No,
bitch.
it was insane.
Daryl's operation, LL Cool J's operation,
man.
chef's kiss.
Oh my God.
What was popping in that apartment?
Oh,
I was
I
like,
wanted to
be in there.
Hell yeah.
Co-signing this bullshit.
I was
Okay.
like, this shit
Oh,
is popping
God.
in here.
Yes. And he had tapes. He had cassette tapes.
I've never found LL Cool J to be like cool. Like, you know,
That's crazy.
I love LL, but like I don't love LL like that.
Right.
I wonder what you think is cool then.
Well, like I think Jay-Z is cool.
Okay.
I think Nas is cool.
Okay.
I've never been like.
I think when a dude acts like he's like the gifted
The bad
licking his lips all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I've never been fucking with that.
That's supposed to be cool, but to niggas, we be like, this nigga's a weirdo, bro.
Right.
This nigga's hey, stop licking your lips, nigga.
Yeah.
Get some chapstick, bro.
But the
You know what I'm
only
saying?
time it worked was in Woo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that was the
women
right
love
amount.
LL.
That was the right amount.
And that's our opinion because she's like, no, nigga.
Women love
I had to rap a lot of magazine pictures of LL Cool J on my wall.
That was my
Man.
mom's generation, but
Man.
no,
Okay, yeah, boom.
He had
she
the
was
chicks
feeling
in there
them.
with the bodysuits. They had incense and shit was
Oh.
popping in there.
Right,
I was like, just keep
That
the
nigga
movie
had
here.
the smash kit though in the velour sack.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
The little
No, why was it velvet?
velvet sack, yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
That was
man.
the best part of the movie.
He had the whole hookup.
Yeah.
Instantly, just boom, 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 and a little drink. Man, it's gonna be right. Nigga.
Yeah.
Slide down.
His outfit
Yeah.
was like, you know, he had a
Hey, nigga, a
weird-
robe,
The
right?
Hugh Hefner,
Pajama kinda like-
Yeah.
Harlem.
Yeah, I said,
that was
man.
great. That was great.
Nah, that's dope.
That was great.
But nah, I do think that Wu and Tim needed each other, and especially for Tim, even though he went through the ringer dealing with her all day, but it made him a better dude in less than 24 hours. So if you break it down, when you break it down, Wu
Had to make him uncomfortable.
had to make you got to go through
Yeah.
a little bullshit to get to
Have
to
you
where
ever
need to be.
done that in your real
Oh my
life?
God.
Like, have you?
Yeah. Oh wait, I'm glad you
The
did it.
way he zeroed in. I
Have
felt
you
that
ever?
energy.
Because again, like to me, like you have Woo energy, right? Like you know, you
So
like,
this is your first time meeting, it, right?
first time meeting.
I told you, I said
immediately.
I got a young lady that's gonna come and do Woo with us.
Immediately.
And she walked in. I saw you when you
Yeah.
walked in. You said,
I put my wallet and my car keys in my bag. You know what I mean?
right.
Say, "Man, about to catch me up."
Right.
Oh my God.
So the reason why I asked that is that like, all right, so like, you know, obviously big personality, you know, attractive, articulate, etc. So I'm sure that you've had some Tommy Davidson type suiters in your life.
Okay.
Right?
So,
Like, you know, you pulled
Hey, ask her where she from.
yeah, where you from?
Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Obviously.
That's player central.
Yeah, somebody
Oh my
for men
God.
and women.
Let's spend his whole check in the day.
Right. So
Yo.
the question is, he had basically asking you, do you use your powers for good or bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So this is like, I feel like that comes in waves, right?
Okay.
Because sometimes you're trying to be like the good girl and you're like, I'm on it. I want to be like in a relationship, whatever. And then some guy breaks your heart and then you're just like, all right, you know,
I'm about
fuck
to start
it. Like,
eating these
I'm going to
niggas
play the
alive.
field,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
So it does come in waves, but I think lately I've been a good girl.
Amen.
Because I've seen what it looks like to kind of like deplete
Right.
a man till he's bone dry, and it's really just not that. It's like, damn.
So do you give
Because
Tim Jackson, Tommy Davidson a shot like Woo?
It depends on. See, I'm into brains. Like, if you're really smart, looks is not like a top tier thing for me. If you're a nerd like I am, like I'm down to like give this a shot. But
Woo.
I also feel like y'all feel about what I just said, which is that I don't think you should be with a person that's draining you. I think that's unhealthy.
Right.
Like, we really watched a toxic relationship that would develop in 24 hours.
Right.
Like, that was toxic.
Yeah.
Live on crack.
And we'll get to this at the end. Like, do we think both of them are better off for having each other? Like, basically, if the movie went for like another 20 minutes, like, does this shit end in a car wreck? Like, you
Because
know,
here's the thing,
like,
at
do
the
they
end of
live
the day,
happily
he
ever
still got
after?
his brand new whip that he got back from his ex.
Yeah.
Smashed.
Done.
But I kind of feel that was his fault because he stopped in the middle of the street.
Trying to be romantic.
Trying to be like her.
Trying to get on her wave.
He
And
could
it's
have
like,
parked. He could have parked.
Park, my nigga. Ain't no cars around.
Yeah.
Stupid. And first of all, how does a bus not see it from a half a block away?
Right.
And still run your shit over.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Come
you
on.
know. But I think it showed that he was a buster, even to his friends. His friends, it was a laughing stock.
His friends were busters too, though.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
were
This is-
just
Now, so
disgusting.
based off of me knowing you, and you said that you have your moments. You've had your moments, right? As far as how you treat certain dudes, or certain, niggas is the same way. Dudes, I could be across from a woman, and the first time we meet, our first date, and I can already tell how I'm gonna treat her.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, she wanted down.
Oh no, not what is one of them, guys? I need to know what is a one of them.
Like a woman that feels entitled, a woman that a woo at first. If I didn't know woo and our first date was at that restaurant, I'm thinking like, oh, she wanted down.
Oh no,
because I feel like if a woman that knows she's attractive and acts like she's attractive and treat and this kind of like has this certain type of attitude,
but I would want my man to know he's fine and act like he's fine.
No, you wouldn't. Because
yes,
here's the thing.
Would.
Listen, because that dude is gonna be talking about himself all day. He's not gonna be complimenting you at all.
Wait,
that's what I'm saying. Like he's like
Okay.
Yeah, he's talking about I bench press 400.
I have dated that guy.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna think that he's gonna look at you and he's gonna think that we both pretty as hell.
But I understand the mentality of a person who does that, like a fit guy. The reason he makes it to that disciplined mindset and that success is through talking himself through it. Right. And so I get like the whole, inner monologue of that lifestyle and that person to get that strong and to get that discipline, but also what the fuck?
You gotta know you gotta know when and when to be that person.
Exactly.
But cockiness over arrogance.
Exactly.
I'm cool with cockiness.
That's the interesting question because like normally like in real life, like because we're in the movie and we're out the movie, we're talking about the themes of the movie. In real life, someone like Woo is usually paired up with someone like Woo. Right,
or someone like not like her boyfriend. Yeah, because that's what I was going to say earlier.
Matching energies.
When he was like, I like guys with brains. Tim was a smart dude.
Exactly,
and so I think that was a better fit for her because we saw who she just came from.
Like
she came from the big muscular dude walking in with a leather jacket on with no shirt.
Right,
like he expects women to fall over him, and maybe Wu did maybe 2 years ago.
Right.
So now she's like Tim's character is so different from her ex-boyfriend. It's showing that she's looking for a different pace too.
I hated that they had to play him up as a cornball in order for that to be like he's just so out of her league because I like I said, I like nerds. Like I'm with it.
A nerd.
Give me the banker. Give me the doctor. The lawyer.
But he was a geek too, though.
Yeah,
a nerd. See, like I like a nigga. Fucking Tommy Davidson can get it.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing about nerds. There's nerds and then there's like successful nerds. Right? Now, normally a nerd usually has his accomplishments to bolster up his swagger and his confidence.
Right.
That's why you find him attractive. Like, you know what? Like, he's not fly, he's not anything else, but like, he's very smart, he's very accomplished, and that shit jumps out of him versus someone who's like, I'm just kind of corny.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just kind of corny.
That's true.
And the corniness ain't really working for me, besides the fact that I'm a good dude.
Right.
So if you can see past the corniness to find that I'm just kind of like a good dude, maybe something can spark off.
Right.
And that's why I think, like I said, like most like attractive women do end up like with like just very smart dudes. And they're smart because like they're attractive, they've got self-confidence, they know who they are. These are, I believe, very anchoring things like for a single woman to be like, okay, this is a lighthouse in the darkness. This guy is consistent, he's smart, such and such and such. So like, if I'm like a super IG chick, maybe that kind of guy is attractive to me.
I also think that,
and he's also not going to be intimidated by like what you got popping.
Right.
That's the thought.
But I also kind of think similar to that, like on that wave or whatever, it's not really just like, okay, this kind of person is successful only. Excuse me. He also has righteousness. Like he follows a code, a moral code.
Yeah, so he has integrity.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is super important.
Sorry.
So have you ever chased a woman like Woo?
No. I'm gonna keep it 100.
You've never been in that kind of situation before? Like where I mean, like I said, like you're a big dude, big personality. So I imagine it's gonna be very difficult for someone to outpace your already big personality.
Yeah.
But have you ever like dated out of your league? Have you ever like been in a relationship, like in retrospect, where it was more than just trying to smash, but like, like this girl is a lot. She's a lot, and she's more than me.
I'm gonna keep it 100, bro.
You like that shit.
Hilarious. I've never felt like, you know what? I felt like a woman was out of my league one time. I was in college, and then one of my homeboys got her. I said, "Oh,
she was in my league.
She was in my league the whole time, bro." You know what I'm saying? And and that changed things for me. So it got to the point where I didn't feel like any.
See, look at his face.
Huh? Any woman was out of my league, but I feel like I feel like if I can sit down and talk to her, then I think I had a chance. But not every single woman in the world, no, not at all. But like I knew that it wasn't like, oh, I could tell some girls I'm gonna get because I'm attracted. She's attracted to me, and then some women I'm not necessarily her speed, necessarily attractiveness, but I got other layers in my personality and who I am as a man that would get her.
And see, and that's the kind of confidence that we were talking about.
Yeah, so I've never been like, damn, she out of my league. I feel like if I knew I was a solid dude, so if I talk to her and she appreciates someone that's gonna be genuine, and endearing like that. That she would at least give me a chance. And if she didn't, I'm like, okay, she's not for me anyhow.
See, to me, Wu has like serious dating red flags.
Right? Facts. Off top.
Serious dating. And one of the red flags that Wu had was everywhere Wu went, she knew the guys there.
Right.
She went to the police station. She knew the guys there. Yes. She went to the club. She knew the guys there.
Y'all think that's a red flag?
Here's the thing. Now, mind you, depending on the person and who I am as a person, I'm a different type of guy. I was raised by a different man. So I'm not going to be like, okay, I can't date her. I just got questions. You know what I'm saying? So, but because she also didn't come off, based off, we watched the whole movie. She wasn't out there giving her box out to everybody.
Right.
She was a flirt. She was a vixen. She was a person that everybody wanted to put their eyes on. You know what I'm saying?
Super popular.
Right, super popular. But she also carried herself in a way like, she would fight. She'll punch her ex in the face for punching her date out. Yeah. Like she has substance, and you saw that as the movie went on. So, like, off top, the red flag is like, who? Because you're thinking she's so fly.
Right.
It's usually the women that look the best are the ones that have the craziest track record. Not all the time. But a lot of times, folks be, man, I'm gonna be a baddie. The baddie usually is gonna know 13 dudes in every club.
Yeah,
I mean,
like, and not saying that she slept with all 13 dudes in every club, but she's I want to date with him. I want like girls like they'll go on a date with anybody. They might not smash everybody, but even going on a date with certain dudes of certain caliber, you be like, you let this nigga take you on a date?
Yeah.
She walked right into Dave Chappelle and Paula Jai Parker's house, and like she ran their house, right? Then she feels some way about her relationship with her man. Then they want some alone time, so they set her up. So the fact that they have to even set her up is like, Jesus Christ.
She's a problem date. She's a problem chick.
She's a problem date.
Because she also was in her own way.
Yeah.
Of course, I believe indirectly she made him a stronger dude.
Yeah.
To stand up for himself. But she needed to know that you can't move so fast. You got to move. It's not about you. This is not about having the best day of your life, the best night of your life. You got to make this.
We both got to enjoy this.
Right.
That's where I was at with it. It's so funny because before I came up in here, I had this conversation because I was saying this, and I think that it was a shock because I was talking to a guy, and it was a shock that I had this perspective because I don't know. I just think human to human, it doesn't matter gender. Like if you're not in a space where you're mutually enjoying it, then it's really just like not a good time. Like just because you're attractive, and that could be man or woman, you do not get to act like an asshole.
Boom. And I think she was not acting like an asshole initially, but she was just so kind of like entitled to her comfort. Also, and he was so catering. Yeah. Which is like and he was doing too much. He wasn't being himself.
Yeah.
And it came off as corny.
Yeah.
And she showed her corniness too by just how, in my opinion, she gave him the third degree on even going out with him. Like, when's your birthday?
Yeah.
Like, but she was quirky. That's what he means. But like, her mind isn't. One thing about it, she wasn't a gold digger.
She wasn't a gold digger.
That's where I was.
She wasn't that, but she was a person that she wanted. She was like, okay. She basically thought that he might have been sent. It's a sign that he's this. So I'll go on a date with him because he's this, as opposed to like
that kind of girl.
Hence why you're here.
Cosmic.
You know what I'm saying?
Cosmic.
My bad. Hence why you're here. Whoa.
Well,
Her name is even like
Mhm.
spiritual, like
Uh-huh.
woo a man. Like that's totally a double entendre.
Nah,
That's
I'm
dope.
sure, I'm
I didn't
sure.
put that together yet.
Uh-huh.
Nicely done. Nicely
Nah.
done.
Also, when you see, you go, woo.
Mhm.
Right.
Man, yeah. So
Or like woof.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. It's two different woos.
All the woos. All the woos.
Let's talk
Legit.
about Tim's homeboys real quick. Romaine,
These niggas out
The
of
lettuce
control.
nigga.
Romaine,
Niggas out of
what's that? Frankie and Hop.
Mhm.
Wait, so Hop was the one that was into
Yeah, we get to that in a
Mhm.
minute. We get that to a minute. Like so, Woo's tarot card or psychic that she goes to is a transgender
Celestial.
Celestial,
Mhm.
and that's where she gets her basically her spiritual guidance from.
Yep.
Right, and so later on in the movie, she got Tommy Davidson going to all these different clubs. Tim, and one of the clubs is where Celestrial hangs out at.
And
Works.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so it's a specific type of a club.
Yeah. It's gay
So,
club. Trans club.
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
It's what it is.
So Tim has 3 homeboys that are professional men, pretty much successful,
Mhm.
but their personalities are trash.
I don't have any idea what they all did.
Right.
All-
well-
they were attorneys, right?
Yeah.
All of them were?
Except
Yeah.
him.
He was the only one that wasn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So he was the laughing stock.
Mhm.
They were the guys that probably had the bread, had
Mhm.
the status, but didn't have the personality.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I'm
really
saying?
feel like he needed to ditch the whole cast
And that's-
and
that's
find
what I'm
himself.
saying.
Yes.
Like,
That's what I'm
Yes.
saying. Like when you have, that's another reason why to me he was a buster, because he hung out with busters. He hung out
Yeah.
with
And
dudes.
let
They were busters and they didn't even know it. He was
Yeah.
a buster and probably knew he was.
let
Yeah.
Buster's son him.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let Buster's come into his house.
right.
And these guys were striking out just as bad as he was.
Yes.
With confidence. With confidence. You know what I'm saying? Cocky idiots.
This
You know what I'm
reminds
saying?
me, like I
Right.
like I haven't been in the mix for a while. But I remember when I used to go club. And everybody in the club has a different approach, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's some guys that play the wall, you know what I mean, and
Right.
kind of like set traps,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know, somebody comes around, they engage,
Like
got your
the-
bitch,
the
right? You know
Venus
what I mean?
flytrap.
The
Just sit
Venus
there.
flytrap,
Oh
right?
my
Like,
God.
there are some guys that are in the middle of the dance floor, pop locking and shit,
Right.
like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm about to animalistic
fever.
watch. Look at this, you know, look at the way I dance. That's the way I might like
That's
make love,
fair.
right? You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right,
yo,
right.
there are other guys that are just like hoping for opportunity. You know,
Uh-huh.
you come here often, right? Like,
Right, at the
right.
bar,
Like,
the
Have I
bar.
seen you somewhere before?
The bar
you look
guy.
familiar.
Right.
I don't do this often, but you look gorgeous, right? Like that
Right,
kind of
right,
guy.
right.
And then there's the guy that goes like, "What's it going to take for me to fuck?" Like that's his.
Right.
That's his.
That was it.
That's his approach,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's them niggas.
That's them niggas. And I used to wonder, like, does
that
ever
work?
work?
Sometimes. Sometimes it works.
But I talked to a guy who was like that, and what he told me, he was like, "This shit is sales.
Yep.
It's a numbers game."
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like if I've got to make 100 calls
Yep.
to get one sale,
Yep.
but one sale helps me meet my quota,
Yep.
I'm gonna make the 100 calls. So
Yeah.
it's like, so I don't have time to be in here, you know, Juliet, you know what I mean? Like,
Right,
you know,
right.
who are you trying to come home? No,
Yeah.
bye. Are you
I
trying
know
to go home?
dudes like that
Bye.
for sure.
That's what those guys were.
Uh-huh.
Like all over New York City.
Jesus.
That's
Mhm.
what they were. Consistent.
And yes, they do. They win sometimes.
They win.
They win.
They
Because
win.
It's a
some
numbers
women
game.
like that
Right.
rough, you know what I mean? Based
Mhm.
on their trauma and life experiences.
Right.
They
Mhm.
like to
Right.
be talked to that
When
way.
sometimes you talk to a woman and you tell her she's beautiful and that she's beautiful eyes and all that, and you ask her to dance,
Mhm.
and she gets weird because sometimes women don't even feel like they deserve that type of
Exactly.
respect and love
Yeah.
from somebody.
Exactly.
A lot of
Yeah.
that's past trauma. Of course, I'm getting deep on it, but that's
No,
kinda,
right.
that's, so I wonder, like, what would have made Woo a little bit better than me is seeing some more backstory.
Yeah.
That
they
would
gave
be
us a
kinda
little bit.
cool.
They gave us a little bit with her brother. Not really backstory. They just gave her she had a brother.
Mhm.
And their relationship was very weird. Why is your leg around his waist and why is he dipping you in the middle of the
Because that
party?
was supposed to be, I think, a bad job of it. It was supposed to insinuate to someone who doesn't know the situation, from
Yeah.
outside looking in, oh, that's another dude. She's with me, but she's
Mhm.
doing this with another guy. You wouldn't do that with your brother.
I am not
Yeah,
hugging
you know
my
what I'm saying?
brother like that.
Right.
That's giving
He might dip you.
incest.
Let's say you guys, you know what I'm saying, you grow up dancing in your family, you dance with your mom, dance with your sisters, learn how to
Right.
salsa or whatever, and he
Right.
did a dip, but the leg over the waist, nah.
That was a lie.
I created in my head that Woo and her brother are trust fund babies or inheritance babies.
Got to be something like
right?
that.
Like because Wu walks around like she's independently wealthy. Right? Like, like she doesn't have a job, but meanwhile
why would she have a roommate?
Just, maybe that was the situation before.
Okay.
I just felt like they have money. And the money might have came from an inheritance or a trust fund.
Is probably why
and that's why they out there moving like that. That's why she got enough money to pay the psychic, the Celestrial, because she just got, money to burn. That was the decision. I had to, like you guys, in order to understand Wu.
Why her personality was
why
the way
she
it was
like that. I had to understand why she didn't have no job. Why she seemed so worry-free. Why she was out in the streets as much as she was out in the streets.
I mean, the guy that she was dating before looked like he probably took care of her.
Facts.
This is actually
you know what I mean?
Boy.
Like he
which
looked
is probably
like
why
he had
felt
it together.
which is probably why he was like
entitled.
so entitled. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you didn't have to do that. Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
You're my woman. Like, what you mean? I own you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bought you.
Right. So that could be where the carefree.
Sense.
I mean, as a creator, a very creative person, you can put that, you can make that your backstory.
Yeah.
Because they didn't give it to us. But based off what she said about the ex-boyfriend in the club and the way he was acting,
this is
very
true.
kingly.
Yeah.
Like I'm the
like
man.
I paid
and I
for
had
this
her.
shit here. Yeah.
So that was a good moment. That was a good moment because Tim stood up to him.
She's so beautiful. She didn't really fucking need a job. You know what I mean? There's so many men, obviously, in that storyline that would have been taking care of her.
Hence the IG before IG.
That's a real thing.
Wu would have had minimum 800,000 to 2 million followers, if not more.
Wu was getting paid off of endorsement ads.
Right.
Like
lipstick,
yeah. Wu was getting paid that way.
Comedy.
When she broke his stuff inside the house when the homies were talking, I was like, come on, man. A woman ain't gonna do that.
It's crazy.
And then expect you to still take her on a date, and he did.
Because we talked about earlier.
I think what happened, did one of them call her like a bitch or something?
A hoe or something like a something like that.
Because they was in there wilding. Anytime the homies was on screen, it was mad disrespectful.
But
that had to be a fun character to play.
To just be rude.
She was still trying to be like in her feminine bag
and
not overpower in her masculine energy. Whereas I'm a little bit more direct. Like, I'm gonna go out there to the homeboys and like check them verbally. So I feel like she just still wanted to see. She still wanted to verbally.
She said verbally on purpose because she knows that it can be a little physical.
Right.
It's true.
But now I get it. Continue.
Right. And I'm like, maybe that was her way of like subliminally, not directly saying, but like, fuck y'all, for real.
Yeah.
Like,
and honestly, I'm playing both sides because I'm like, no, for her to break that, I'm like, I'm kicking you out of my house. You break shit in my house. But and he also didn't defend her strong enough.
Did not.
So in a way, it was like, nah, man. So you gonna let these dudes talk about me like this, and I'm breaking this shit.
Yeah.
And if you kick me out, you wasn't worth it anyway. So.
Right.
But that's where I think so Michelle Obama a couple of weeks ago was on a symposium, and she was talking about marriage and relationships, right? And one of the things that she was saying was that like you have to go through some levels of discomfort sometimes, extended discomfort, in order to find the peace on the other end, right? And she was encouraging people that were dating or in relationships to don't abandon the relationship at the first sign of discomfort, or like the first red flag.
Right.
And social media has trained us to like see a red flag and like hit the eject button,
cancel,
and get up out like hella quick.
Yeah.
So in this scenario, like it's a feeling out process that these characters go through. Now, albeit a very like fast forwarded, accelerated one, but like they're figuring out like, oh, she's like that, she's like that, he's like that.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like if you date a woman that's got like a hot head or a temper, sometimes you like have to let her do that because if you don't, like nobody's gonna have a good time for the rest of the night. So like you said, like I'm gonna go out there and check them. Like if your woman needs to say something in order to be able to like recoil back. You know what I mean? That's what you're like. You should have said that shit. You know how she is, right?
But
you know what I mean?
the only reason she would have had to is like what he just said. Now, if he had handled the situation and made her feel protected and made her feel safe, he wouldn't have had to go out there and do that. But he didn't have the.
But he was the buster,
right? He was a buster.
He was the buster,
and I think that's why he needed Wu. I hate to say it. Because I'm like you said, she didn't have no job, had a roommate, and then wrong with having roommates. And all you gotta do, especially in New York, you gotta do what you gotta do. But like she acted as if she was the shit and had everything in order. And
that confidence rubbed
right.
off.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it needed. That's how he got his car back.
That's how he got his car.
That's how, you know what I'm saying?
And that's how he lost his car.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I remember one time I was dating this girl that smoked weed. I don't smoke weed, right? But she was smoking weed. She smoked weed a lot. And I wanted to be down with her. So now I'm hanging out with her smoking weed. I don't smoke like that. No. So I'm blowing each of these dates because I'm way too fucking high because I don't smoke weed like that. And ultimately I had to tell her, like, listen, I don't smoke weed. I'm trying to kick it with you. I don't smoke weed, so I'm acting weird and I'm kind of blowing these dates because I'm all outside of myself chasing you, right? Now, luckily, she was like, oh, well, you don't have to smoke. I just smoke. So I can smoke before, you and suddenly was okay. But like for the first 3 dates, man, like I was driving erratically, like the shit was fucked up.
You over here high, nigga. What's wrong with this nigga?
High. That's the same situation Tommy was in.
Yeah, he made himself uncomfortable the entire movie.
Exactly. Like he got his ass beat being somebody that he wasn't.
Right.
Like he could have handled that situation. I mean, respect to him for stepping up.
Right. Yeah.
But like you can also handle that situation the way that you would handle it.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe let's get out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
let's be safe.
Tripping
He's trying to be the tough guy.
Shit, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's what she wants? She wants me to be tough? Okay, cool. I'll be tough.
Yeah, exactly.
That you can be assertive without being tough. Exactly. If that's not your personality.
But like she had him, it wasn't until he had gone through all that different stuff that he was able to finally be himself, or a version of himself that had been revealed from his interactions with Wu.
Facts.
Right? Like, and I think that's what ultimately makes it a fun movie. I think it makes it a good movie. Like to me, like Wu's not a bad character.
No.
Tommy's not. Their performances are like really strong. All of the extra characters are kind of like trash and funny. You know what I mean? But like
his homeboys are great. I love them.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Can we talk about Dave Chappelle and Paula Jai? Can we
Paula Jai White,
we can't get to the end without talking about what they had going on.
Shout out to the fact that Dave Chappelle was in there. I forgot he was in that. Lenny.
Yeah.
Lenny.
And man, he couldn't stand Wu. He was like, well, I need to get rid of Wu and have my lady to myself because she's just she's not everyone's favorite person.
Well, were they sisters or were they just good friends? Okay.
Good homegirls. Yeah, just good friends. To my knowledge, it seemed that way.
Okay.
And so I gotta hook her up with some of my homeboys.
Cousins.
Oh, I'm sorry, they were cousins.
Okay.
They were related. Yeah, cousins.
There was some crazy shit going on in that house.
Because that is the only reason that another woman would feel obligated to have to make her feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, if that's just my friend, it's like, girl, go home. Like, I'm about to be my man. But if it's family.
Yeah, they grew up together. Probably just 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
Lenny was like, nah, tonight's not going to be the night that she's going to be here. She got to go. Hey, bro, Tim, man, I got this nice little young lady, bro.
Set him up.
Beautiful. Cool.
Set him up.
Cool. Set him up. And
but
that's
he was
crazy.
a little weird too with his little chicken fetish.
He turned out to be a weirdo.
He's a weirdo.
And she loved him because she was like, okay, I'll do it. But I said, oh yeah,
that
man.
Shit was weird.
Yeah.
Chicken hoe. I have
that shit
never in my life.
And she had to like eat the she's pecking
the popcorn or something off his chest.
Right.
She was like, she was allergic to the feathers. Like she was
No.
She was like sacrificing her comfort.
Right. For him. She was dope.
Yeah.
I take her care. I loved her. Cause she sacrificed her own happiness. I wouldn't say happiness because he was unhappy, but like she
y'all just said Tommy Davidson shouldn't have sacrificed his happiness and peace.
Because this is her boyfriend. He deserved it. He
no,
earned it.
Get out of
he
here.
Earned it. He earned his weird shit. This first date.
Right.
This first date. This first date.
No, everybody should be on the same page and comfortable.
Oh man, Claudette.
Oh
Claudette. Her cousin Claudette was like, here's the thing. My man is on some weird shit, but I love my man, so I'm gonna do this weird shit for the love of him. Wu was on some different shit. She was like, she burnt down the whole shit at the Italian restaurant with the big vase and all that.
Yeah.
She was breaking all kind of shit on the first date.
Yeah.
I agree with like 85% of what you said. Where it comes to the 15% is she never really seemed happy to fulfill
those desires. She was like,
right?
She was
okay,
like,
it would be one thing to be like, okay, like my man is into this weird shit.
I'm gonna be into it.
But she was like, I don't want to do this shit.
At the end of the day, she's like, you know what, nigga, I'm gonna leave. I'm walking out. I'm done.
I don't want it. It's one thing where like where you lose your sense of dignity.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, and he had her on some undignified shit.
Come on, bro. He had her clucking like a chicken, bro.
Some undignified
with the box of chicken.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to talk. I know we don't have much time left, but we got to talk about this nightclub that the homies went to with Wu and Tim. So it was a nightclub that Wu drugged Tim to, and his homeboys followed because he saw all the bad, the beautiful women inside the club. So they're like, oh, this is all the women that we coming too. Lo and behold, as they were in the club chilling, dancing, 3 of the homeboys was there, but 2 of them figured it out early, and 1 of them didn't. They figured out that okay, these women are some beautiful men. Men in dresses. It's a transgender club. And one of the homies was like, man, they loving me in here. They loving me in here. And the homies was like, nah, let me tell you something. Nah, this one's mine, bro. Leave me alone. I got this. And he walking off, dancing with the girls, going in the bathroom, having a little necking, having a little makeout session.
You know what's crazy? Because it was made at that time, like, no one has a problem with it. But like now, if that shit was made,
would not be here. That scene,
especially the touchiness with pronouns and with like,
especially the way he responded,
shaming the community, like
especially how he responded when he found out was hilarious. When he was on he was like, "Hey man, such is a." Basically, he found out that they were all men.
Yeah,
and he said.
Because
I'm watching this scene, I'm like, damn, actually, this would not go well if this was.
And then when the ladies start coming down the hallway, hey, Hop, he said, I start dying. He barked at him. Oh, because what else could you say? You did it all yourself.
Yeah,
you did it all yourself. All he could do was bark.
And again,
I said that's hilarious.
This is another thing that happens more frequently than like we give credit to, right?
Man.
And unfortunately, sometimes when you find out about it, is when it's on the more violent side of the spectrum, right?
God.
Like where somebody finds out. But like there have been times where. Like, I'm almost certain I danced for like 2.5 songs at a club with a dude. I'm almost certain. I'm almost certain.
Damn it.
Hey, man, I'm an honest guy, right?
Hey, I appreciate that respect.
Because I remember the drive home, me and the homies, everybody was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a guy. You know what I mean? Like, and I was
after the math.
And I was like, nah, I don't think so. And it was like, yeah, I think so. You know what I mean? Like, now we were all able to laugh that shit off. You know what I mean? But, that's the circumstance that these guys found themselves in.
Right.
Which is like, sometimes you don't know. Like who you dancing with and who these people are. And then it comes down to like, oh shit, we in the trans club. Homie had to growl. I didn't have to growl. Yeah. I just didn't go to that club ever again.
Right.
That was my situation.
Was it a trans club or was it a regular club?
I don't know. Like it was like, like back in the day where like sometimes like a restaurant would turn into a club.
Right.
So it wasn't like a traditional nightclub. So we just in there dancing, you know what I mean? And my homie was like, yo, man. But kind of like the same situation in the movie. It's like, I think he was, and I think he was being delicate with me as to like not like sending me off. And he was like, I think
that is comedy.
I think, and I
appreciate that he was because he like, you know what, friend, you might be into that. Like, I don't know, but in the way that you might not.
I want to say
I think
I want to say yeah.
And I was just like, nah. But at the same time, like you said, like. We laugh at this shit now, all the time. It's not a big deal. But it's just like, yeah, but like, you know, you're in the clubs are dimly lit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Can't see
you
shit
got
there.
all kinds of people in there partying. How are you supposed to know?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Facts.
how are you supposed to know? But like these guys, that's why that scene was so funny to me, is because like I was the homie that did not figure it out. The two homies had figured out that like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You in there two-stepping, you know what I mean? Like, and having a good time.
You biting the lip and everything. They're like, you like,
yeah. It's so shit is popping.
afterwards, driving home, they probably was like, we don't know how far it went. Did he get a number?
Nah.
What if they didn't? They might be like, yo, Tone, I think baby girl was the home.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like it wasn't like after the dance they snatched me up by the collar. We outside in front of the club now. It was just like a you know, two-step kind of
Conversation,
dance.
right.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the end of the night when we done got back to the car that we driving home was quiet, and one of the homies was like, "Yo, Tone."
I know you danced with like 9 girls tonight,
but I think one
number
of them
6,
right.
Number 6,
Yeah, that's what
I
it was.
think
You know
that
what I mean?
was
Like, you know, so to that end, like that scene was funny
That's
because
hilarious. One of my favorite scenes.
Like that was my truth.
It was a thing.
It's relatable.
But to the point though that you were making, which is like this could not be portrayed cinematically
Right. Now.
today.
Oh
Folks are
my
too sensitive.
God.
Today, folks are too sensitive.
Well,
You know what I
also
mean? Like,
too,
you know, it's
there's
too
just
much.
there's so much now information out there that you have to be very particular with the pronouns you're using, like how you're telling this story.
Mhm.
It could not have been told the
Right.
way it
Mhm.
was
Nah, when he
told.
growling.
Yeah.
That
swear.
cannot happen.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That was hilarious.
in this day and age, like I would not even like be comfortable sharing this story on the pod if I was not like, you know,
right.
very much like
Right.
understanding that like, you know, I've got no malice
Right.
or hatred in my heart.
Yeah.
Right.
It's I can tell the story because it's funny.
Yeah.
Right.
And it can just be funny.
A funny
It don't
story.
have to be attached to anything
Yeah.
else.
Right. True.
But I don't think you could tell those stories now without it being like, you know, like a personal
diss.
anecdote.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Because
yeah.
it's gonna
Yeah.
blow up.
True.
And that used to be like growing up in like the late 80s and 90s, you used to see drag and transvestite. That used to be a part of the gag in movies very frequently.
Right.
Like that thing used to happen all the time, and you don't even see it anymore.
Nah.
Not a thing.
Not at
Not
all.
a thing.
Yeah, man. This movie was fun. I always feel like we never have enough time to talk about these dope ass films, man. But
I know there's so much to cover.
Yes.
Well, maybe let's cover some of it with the awards.
let's do that.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into the awards.
Okay.
All right.
You don't know
So
about
the
this,
so
but
the
yeah.
first
I was
award.
like,
Participate.
oh my God.
The first award we're going to give out is the MVP.
Okay.
Who's the MVP of this movie?
Ladies first.
Wait, why you gonna put me on the
Okay.
chopping block? Okay, wait.
Because you haven't done this before. So.
Okay. So I think MVP for me is my favorite character it's for sure Jada. It's for sure Jada. I just really enjoy a lot of her personality in these movies because it's spicy, because it's fun, it's wild. It's the reason we click on the movie, because if we're gonna see two people happily ever after, this is boring. You know what I mean? So I liked the sass. I liked her crazy wildness. Even though it was dysfunctional and it was toxic in a real life situation, it was entertaining.
Boom. You go or me go?
I'll go.
Okay.
My MVP is Tommy Davidson.
I knew it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like because I think Tommy's work makes Wu believable.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I see.
Like if Tommy isn't good, this movie is just like Runaway Wu.
Oh,
You can just change the title to like, you know,
Right.
Runaway Wu. So to me, Tommy Davidson plays a good straight man. He plays off of Wu very well. And like he's so fish out of water that it makes me like root for their romance a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my vote.
Yeah.
I get it because there's no Wu doesn't work without him.
Mm-hmm.
However, I can't give it to him because I don't like Busters.
Yeah.
And I also don't like entitled women either.
Yeah.
But when it's all said and done, she had his back.
Mm-hmm.
She was willing to get his car back.
Yeah.
She had his back.
Yep.
Yeah.
And even when the ex socked him out, she fired on him.
Yeah.
Like she had his back. When it's all said and done, I think that she's for her, but when she rock with you, she rock with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because she initially it was like, I want my day to
Right.
be good. I want my evening to be nice.
Right.
I want my everything I want me to feel good.
She need a lot of validation.
Right. And exactly. And then when he said what he said to her, it put her in her place and basically vented to her about how he felt about how she was behaving. And it was like he dipped on her. She left. But he was right. But then the whole situation with the what's his name? Colt 45. When he just randomly appeared, that was corny as hell.
Oh my God, Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams had that whole talk. Basically, like, bro, hey man, she might be a little toxic and a little raggedy, but she got your back.
Yeah,
she got your back.
Give her a chance.
Give her a chance. And really, like, you ain't gonna get no better than that, bro.
Right.
You know, and when it's all said and done, I think they deserved each other. He was a different pace for her.
Okay.
And she was a heavy different pace for him.
Yeah, he grounded her.
I think he grounded her and she elevated him.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom.
Which is
so I give Wu the MVP. Because at the end of the day, she had his back. She was spicy as hell.
She was fun.
Mm-hmm. But she got him in a lot of trouble, but she also was down to help him get out of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Least valuable player. Who's the least important? Who's the character that we could do without?
Without? Damn.
I want to say Celestrial, but
I love
without Celestrial, there's no club scene. True,
Yeah.
true,
We
true.
also
So I
don't
can't.
have her reason for even keying on Virgo.
Facts.
Because she would have been like, "Oh, corny dude, I'm not going to date in the movie."
And Virgo is what got her to
Exactly.
say yes. And the friends, those homies, we needed them.
Yeah.
They was hilarious.
I don't know if there's a least.
I think
valuable?
the least valuable person is Shaquem, her brother.
And I was gonna say Foxy Brown.
Oh
Of
my
course.
God, that was so unnecessary.
I feel like
That was just a celebrity in the movie. Her name was Fiance.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a name.
to me that was the wasted opportunity. If you get her in the movie, use her.
Yes.
Have her do something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like have her play a bigger role
Right.
than just fiance.
I was just never a Foxy Brown fan, so I didn't understand the point of her in the film.
Well, I mean, she was popping back then.
That's true, but like,
didn't have to
no.
like her, But like, this is the Shaquem, like the brother, like it
He
was.
was lit at that
pointless.
time, right? As an actor, I feel like he was kind of like
he was
he was kind of dope.
He was in
No.
a couple things. He was. I wouldn't.
What else was he in?
Oh yeah. I like him. I think he should be bigger than he is.
I think that like his character was unnecessary to the
D'Artagnan
plot of the
Edmonds.
movie.
That's what I'm saying. Like her making that last stop to
Yeah.
go see his brother and meet the fiance and give her.
I
Give
think
them
that
as
was
her
just
blessing.
them trying to show her, like, okay, she didn't just have a change of heart in this relationship, that she also had a change of heart and grounded herself in her family life too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. That's the only reason why that scene was there.
I get it.
But they could. I'm not. I'm okay with the scene, but we're going to be giving awards out, and the least valuable player would be Shaquem, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going Foxy.
Me too. I'm gonna
Okay.
go Foxy.
I'm gonna go
with
Foxy.
you. Yeah.
We
could have.
I fuck with Foxy. That's why I love Foxy.
I love Foxy too, but I feel like I love her so much that I want her to do something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Girl.
They didn't value her enough.
Let her spit
She
8
didn't
bars.
even
You know what I mean?
fight
Like
for
you know,
She didn't even go on stage and rap.
yeah.
Right.
Maybe get up there and spit.
Why-
You know what I'm saying? She could have did that.
You utilize LL, right? Like you gave him something to do.
Right.
You gave him somebody to be.
True.
You know what I mean? Like you could.
She could have been his Woo's homegirl.
Yeah.
And
That-
had a
and she
boutique
could have
or
ran
something.
into her in the club. You know what I mean?
Girlfriend
Like you know,
number one.
and Foxy could have socked Tommy Davidson in the head,
Yeah.
right?
Booyah.
How would you recast this movie in
Now?
Yeah, if you had to recast it,
So that's
How
what I
would
was
you
going to
recast
tell
Wu?
you, okay, about my MVP award. The
Mm.
reason why I really liked Wu was because like I was thinking about a woman who can do that very Marilyn Monroe energy, but also still be a tough chick.
Mhm.
And
Damn.
even if we're thinking about that energy right now, like we always see vixen or we see tough chick. We don't really see the girl that can do both.
Mhm.
So I don't really know what to recommend for an actress that's still capable of doing that.
I'm looking at her. But that's why you're here.
Hell yeah.
I love you.
But here's the
Hell
thing.
yeah. That
Here's
was
the thing.
easy.
Right,
That was a
right.
layup.
Right.
That was an alley-oop. There's no look
I feel like when it comes to the woman I shoot with, and you know how I said like I won't say ghetto. You know how I say ghetto Halle Berry? I would say the sassy Halle Berry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I would call you like the
I
sassy
love
Robin
you.
Givens.
Spicy.
Robin Givens
Oh
is
my
it was the
God.
90s heartthrob. It was Vanessa Williams, Robin Givens, Halle Berry, Jada Pinkett,
Yep.
Yes.
and Nia Long
Nia
is in
Long,
there.
yep.
I would say as far as your look, like a sassy, like a new age, mixture of like Robin Givens
Mm-hmm.
and let's say you ain't built like that one back in the day, so it's a little different.
Yeah.
You a new age. You the new age.
Mm-hmm.
Robin Givens. Robin Givens
see
meets Pam Grier.
Oh my
100%.
God. I love you.
But yes,
100%.
but I can see you. And even though you don't play a lot, you don't play the tough chick a lot of time.
But she's tough.
I know you personally, so I'm like, I know I can get that out of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I was to redo Woo, I would love to.
Oh
And
my
man,
God, yes.
Man, you know what I'm saying?
You
Yes.
should
And so-
should redo Woo. You should write the script, shoot it with her in mind. You know what I mean? Like, and do it as a miniseries.
I think
I'll put it out
her
there.
as Woo.
Aw.
What's good?
Mhm.
You know what's good.
Oh my God, it's Tommy.
He'd be a great Tommy.
Mhm.
He'd be a great Tommy.
Yes.
I would say Eddie, but Eddie has such a thick Southern accent,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a slim dude, but he doesn't look like a geek.
No,
Yeah.
no.
He
Eddie
doesn't,
looks
you know what I'm saying?
like he could be tougher.
Right?
Yeah.
You
know
got
what
to
I'm saying?
find somebody that looks like.
And what's
looks like a
good?
pushover.
What's good doesn't look like a geek, but he can.
Mm-hmm.
He can put the glasses. He can put the suit on, and he can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and he's a dope actor. He's funny
Yeah,
as
it's
hell.
great.
Yeah,
One more
so-
question before we get into the final rankings. Bold predictions. Does this couple survive?
I knew you.
Does this
asking.
couple survive 4 weeks of dating? 2
I
weeks
think
of
so.
dating?
I'm going to
3
say
weeks of
yes,
dating.
because if he can get her to tone it down,
If
then he can.
This is an important
Yeah.
sentence. If he can get her to tone it down.
She did.
He's a punching bag.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that even though she's toned down already by the end of the film, and they kissed, and then she looked, but she actually likes him, and I say it will work because he's a nice person, even though he can be a doormat sometimes. He can be passive, but she also is a romantic. She's a romantic. She wants romance.
Exactly.
She wants someone that's going to treat her nice and make her feel good,
Exactly.
and he can do that. You know what I'm saying? So as opposed to like she want a guy that's a lawyer. She's upset that he lied, not that he wasn't a lawyer.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I think it works past forward. It might seem like it doesn't, it won't, but I think it does.
Exactly.
I don't think it works.
I
don't think
the
it works.
pessimist.
I don't think it works. And the reason why I don't think it works is not because I disagree with what you guys are saying. What I think is that after time, I think Woo's going to be too much for him. I think like after time, like Tommy wants to sit at home, watch a movie. You know what I mean?
She's like, let's do
chill.
something. Let's go out.
Exactly. I think over time he's not
So
he's going
maybe-
to run out of steam.
Okay.
I've done
to
that
run with her.
to people. They ran out of gas with me. They
Exactly.
were like, I've
Uh-huh.
hit my peak
You
here.
gotta catch Ayana
Yeah.
later on when
You
she just
catch
I'm
me
done
at
with the
my
club.
late
I'm
30s.
done with this.
But I get that. Like I get that.
So maybe so.
100%. Like I think like the first like if I was dating you, the first 4 weeks, we went to the concert, we went to the Laker game, we went to dinner, and like that first Saturday that I'm like, well, maybe we could just see what's on Hulu. You're like, but my girlfriend got passes. That's when you put that outfit on, you be like, fuck, I don't want to go.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you do 3 months of that, it's like I can't.
So you're right, baby. I love you, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
Let's take some time
I
apart.
will, after you did all that stuff, I
Mhm.
will be like, you know what, we could Netflix it
Mm-hmm.
today.
But for how
But
long
that's
you gonna
not
be willing
exactly,
to do that?
because that's
How
not
long
your
you gonna be willing to
default
sit on the
setting.
couch?
That's not
Yes.
your default setting. Your
Because-
default
True.
setting.
And that's why
Mhm.
part 2, Woo 2,
Ooh.
where it's 10 years difference.
Uh-huh.
It's 10 years, 8 years at the least,
Yeah.
6 maybe at the least, actually,
Yeah.
where they take some time apart. They done. This ain't gonna work. I do care about you. I care about you, but we in 2 different parts of our lives right now. And then Wu is about to Wu finds out that Tim is about to marry somebody who is a lawyer. He's a lawyer now. They're both attorneys,
and she's boring.
She's perfect for him. Boring, and he loves her. But now he's like Claudette was against Lenny.
Yeah,
and now she's been doing club promoting for 6, 7, 8 years, and she's got the basketball player in New York, Nick, that's dating her, and she just wants that boring. She wants the boring now.
Right.
She's no longer wanting the club, hitting 4 or 5 clubs a night. She was hitting like 4 or 5 clubs a night.
That was insane.
And
it was
that's
known.
New York, though.
But they were
known in every club. They was come on in.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. It wouldn't have worked with me and her at that time. And even though I was in the club too, I would wife nothing back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? But like, let's say I'm who I am now. Me now wouldn't be able to date her.
Couldn't.
You in the club too much. You know what I'm saying? Me personally. Ain't nothing wrong with being in the club. Enjoy yourself. But I just know me.
You want something more settled, more at peace.
Yes.
More chill.
And,
I mean, but again, at that time, like, there was a time where I think I would have been able to run, step for step with Wu.
Facts.
But I think, but the obvious parts were that like Wu was out a lot.
Yeah.
She had to be out a lot to be that popular. I mean, she was on first name basis with the police.
She was,
right?
Man.
Wait a minute.
Police.
Shit.
Yeah, right. Like
the detectives.
Like first name basis with the police.
Right.
So that's why I think that like, I think they have a great romance. I love Wu too. Because I think that makes sense. I think like after that thrill runs off, they cannot have nights like that every night.
Right.
And that seems like the kind of night that Wu has every night.
He's about to be a lawyer, an attorney. He got to study for that bar.
That's a great.
You gotta get your stuff together, sir.
Right. So that's what happens, man. So
So let's get to the fists.
The fist. Yep.
So we're gonna give this movie ranking. 1 fist being, I'm glad some black people
made
a movie.
Got some money, yeah.
5 black fists, like this is an all-time classic.
Right.
How do you rank Wu on a scale of 1 to 5 fists?
Wait, you said all-time classic to what's the lowest?
The lowest you can give it is
1 fist.
1 fist. I'm glad it got made.
The most
I'm
you
glad
give
it
is
was
5 fists.
made.
Yeah.
Okay.
5 is like, this is one of my favorite movies
I
ever.
am gonna say that her character is just very important, I think, as far as black actresses and roles that we've seen on TV, especially at that time. So, especially seeing a leading black woman. So I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it 4 fists.
4 fists.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I love this film. I'm a fan of Tommy Davidson, and I'm a huge fan of Jada Pinkett, especially back when she was killing everything she did.
Yep.
I love the cast. Tommy Davidson was a monster. His homeboys, I really appreciated the asshole douchebag homeboys. I really appreciated them.
Yep.
They were necessary, and also they were so far gone to make him look not so bad, because he had issues too, in my opinion. He was like not being himself. So
squarish.
But I love how it came. I hate how he still got his car smashed at the end. Anyhow, the movie was dope. I think it's because it's not a huge hit, huge classic. It's a classic, but it's not a instant classic.
That's what I'm like. It's not giving.
It's
Coming
a
to
4
America.
for me.
Yeah.
A 4 fists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it should have been bigger. But I really appreciated it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Same.
And I think it was done dope.
Yeah.
I think the cast was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything that you just said, but for me, it equals 3 fists.
Okay.
Right. And again, this just kind of goes to the scale, right? Like, this movie is not as good, nor did I enjoy it as much as a movie that I've given 4 fists to. Right. So like, because of that, 3 is a great spot for it to be.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy. Like,
okay,
this is it's a good movie. I enjoy it.
It's above
fun.
average.
It's everything that's above average. But if we look at like what, some of the films I put 4 stars to, it ain't that. So that's why I give it 3.
Yeah. I get that, and I really get that. It makes sense because, I was going. I don't think I should change it. I don't think we should change it. Yeah,
it was good.
5.
Man,
before
this is a great.
This was dope though. It was dope. Man, it was dope, and you gave us a great perspective. I love it. Yes.
All the
It's
woo
such a-
energy.
All the woo
All
energy.
the woo energy.
Oh my
Yes,
God,
it-
y'all are
yes,
so
indeed.
funny.
You're delightful,
Yep.
dude. Delightful.
Yeah.
Delightful. What are some of your other favorite movies? So we know that like as
you'll
we
be back.
like
You'll
do
be
the
back.
roster and make the selection,
Mhm.
what are some of your other favorite
Well,
films?
he and I share a huge boomerang. Oh my God, we're huge boomerang.
Hey, you know what?
fans.
I'm gonna have more than one person on that.
We're gonna have to do
Two different
Boomerang
women.
in parts, man.
Yeah.
Boomerang is such a huge movie
Yeah.
that like, and I love like just the personal perspective besides just the film.
I know. I know who I'm bringing. I know who I'm having. You'll be here for Boomerang.
Yes.
Yes.
I
And
love
I
that
know
movie.
who else I'm gonna bring too. And the two women that would be Angela and
And Robin. That's how you gonna do it?
Yes. Yeah.
He is so funny. Oh my
Uh-huh.
God.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Well-
sir. And folks, that's the end of our episode. We did Woo with
Yes.
Ayana the artist,
Yeah.
my co-host Big Tone.
Thank you for letting me share, guys.
Come on, bro. Always. Thank you for sharing. Hey, I love you for that honesty too. That transparency. Woo.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's hilarious.
It's real transparent.
Right.
That's a good joke.
Oh
Man.
my God.
Transparent. Hilarious. No pun intended.
Lord.
All right.
That's ridiculous.
I'm your host, Big Job, man. Catch us next time. Love life. Be good or be good at it. Pew. We out of here. To the max.
BlackBusters.